Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Mind Rush. Get ready to dive into heart-pounding chases, jaw-dropping action, and the most thrilling moments caught on camera. Let's get your heart racing. On January 11th, 2024, Milwaukee officers spotted a white Kia Sportage wanted in connection to an abduction the night before, where a 7-year-old was briefly taken in a car theft, but later found safe. They tried a traffic stop, but instead of pulling over, the Kia did what Kias do best in Milwaukee. It took off.
I followed this lady song was going northbound 125.
So in pursuit of a white Kia Kia Sportage, Lincoln William Boyd, 169, wanted for the abduction, eastbound on Hampton from 22nd.
217.
We are now heading south on 21st from Hampton. South on 21st from Hampton. Unknown occupants due to tint. Speeds approximately 50 miles an hour.
The westbound on Purdue.
We're going to be going westbound. Appears to be 2 occupants. Passenger has a black hoodie. Westbound on Purdue from 22.
The chase wound through Hampton Avenue at around 60 miles per hour, with the SUV blowing red lights like they were decorations. Officers called out every turn as the Kia zigzagged through neighborhoods, even trying a U-turn in the snow. For a second, it looked like it might get stuck, but nope, the driver floored it again. At this point, the 17-year-old behind the wheel was treating the city streets like his own racing game. Stop signs, skipped. Snow, ignored. Red lights, more like green suggestions.
Still westbound on Hampton, coming up towards Sherman. Has about a block on us, coming up to Sherman.
I'm looking right.
Clear right. Through the red at Sherman, disregarded the red, still westbound on Hampton. He's going to be
South on
4-5 from Hampton. In pursuit of that Kia Sportage, Lincoln William Boyd, 169, Iowa plate. Wanted for the abduction, still south on 4-5. Coming up to Glendale. Through the yield at Glendale.
Still south on 4-5.
Still south on 4-5.
Coming up to Congress.
Coming up to Congress.
Yeah, they go east or west.
Coming up to Congress here. He's losing control.
Creek,
bail!
Okay, stop, bro! Fuck!
My leg! Is
it under?
Yes, sir! It's in pain! Put your fucking hands up now! Turn around! Oh my God, sir! Oh my God! Fuck, you're getting dropped!
I got you, bro. I got you, bro.
Drive off! Ow!
Is it moving?
Oh my fuck! My God! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Help me!
Eventually, the chase reached Highway 45 near Congress Street, and that's when the Kia finally ran out of luck. The driver lost control, and both the stolen SUV and a pursuing squad car crashed straight into Lincoln Creek. Officers quickly moved in and pulled out 2 teenage suspects. A firearm was recovered at the scene, and both suspects were taken to the hospital before heading to juvenile detention. Charges: felony fleeing, reckless driving, endangering safety by vehicle receiving stolen property, vehicle, weapons violation. A chase that started with a stolen Kia ended with a splash, literally. Instead of escaping, the teens wound up cold, wet, and in handcuffs. May 25, 2024, at 2:20 a.m. in Pinellas County, Trooper Logan notices a black sedan with Georgia plates blast through a red light at Roosevelt Boulevard and 9th Street North. That's not exactly how you blend in at 2 in the morning. The trooper flips around, catches up on Ulmerton Road, and lights the car up for a stop. The sedan slows, looks like it's about to comply, then suddenly rockets away, turning a routine stop into a full-on pursuit. The sedan rockets forward, blowing past 100 miles per hour in a 50 zone. Lane changes get tighter, speeds get higher, and the chase barrels toward the interstate. The driver shows no sign of stopping, pushing harder as troopers stay close. Every move raises the stakes. A PIT attempt doesn't end things, and the black sedan keeps charging ahead toward I-275.
Let me see your hands, brother! Let me see your hands! Hands! Back up! Back up! Back up!
That's when it all comes apart. The sedan loses control on the ramp, slams into a guardrail, and comes to a violent stop. The passengers surrender immediately, but the driver bolts across the highway in a desperate sprint. Troopers give chase and bring him down safely a short time later. The driver is identified as Craig Evester Williams, a 40-year-old with 7 prior suspensions and a habitual traffic offender status. He reeks of alcohol, his eyes are bloodshot, and the vehicle search uncovers cocaine, marijuana, and even half a Cialis pill. Not exactly the best travel kit. Williams was charged with DUI, fleeing to elude driving with suspended license, possession of controlled substances, reckless driving from a simple red light violation to a high-speed chase, a crash, a foot pursuit, and a pile of charges. Craig Williams managed to turn one bad decision into an entire night's worth of felony entertainment. November 28, 2024. Radio traffic lights up on a routine day when units call out a silver Volkswagen drifting through lanes and ignoring a basic lane change stop. What begins as a simple lane violation traffic stop quickly turns into something much louder and faster. The Volkswagen keeps rolling, running reds and weaving through moderate traffic as officers fall in behind.
6, it's going to be on a Volkswagen Jetta.
We're not going at 100
It's going to be 95 north, 95 north. I'm sorry, 95 southbound. 95 southbound coming up to San Marcos. Original violation was to pull him over for improper lane change. Got off in the Stockton exit going eastbound, going westbound. Started running red lights, jacks. 131. His traffic is moderate. Speed is 95.
Drive pavement as well, that's not right now, fast. It's going to be November Victor Alpha Victor 46 on a silver Volkswagen Jetta. Southbound 95, coming up to the middle.
The sedan pushes the limit. Troopers report speeds around 95 miles per hour, cutting across lanes and passing on the left, treating the highway like an expressway audition. Units coordinate on the radio, trying to box it in while the Volkswagen snakes through exits and surface roads. Tension builds on every radio call. You can hear officers call for units to clear intersections and prepare for PIT or intervention. Everyone's bracing for what comes next.
Moderate traffic. Southbound 95 Jackson, trying to weave in and out of lanes, still trying to evade. Southbound 95 coming into Emerson.
Jackson 901. Yeah, quick this call in. I had her name and phone number again.
Still southbound 95 Jacks. Traffic is still moderate. Passing Emerson. Alright, Jacks, you just hit a sign. You just signal for it. Just signal for it.
The chase ends when the Volkswagen leaves the roadway and comes to rest in a ditch. Officers immediately order the occupants out. Commands, windows busted, hands shown, and take control of the scene. There's smoke from the vehicle afterward, and officers secure backpacks and evidence while medics check for injuries. The driver is detained on scene without further incident. Charges: felony, fleeing, reckless driving, speeding. What started as a routine lane change stop turned into a full radio symphony. Tires, sirens, and a lot of officers saying basically, not today. The Volkswagen's highway audition ended in a ditch, and the suspect swapped a high-speed Flex for handcuffs and a lot of paperwork. Not the most scenic way to go viral. On the evening of November 4th, 2023, Atkins, Arkansas officers spotted a 2015 black Ford Mustang that had been reported stolen out of Conway. The car merged onto Interstate 40 westbound, and state police, along with multiple agencies, locked onto it as the pursuit intensified.
Somebody driving into Andy's alley, if he comes out there. Does Uncle Pine Ridge come back down on Wall Road? If he takes Seawall Road, he takes Lower 30, and I'm going to come out on the Lake City. Ready to find something at Lower Pine Road. Up here on your right. Eastern 55 to 60 up now. Pretty long, we get to a decent straight stretch now and see if we can put him in the ditch. All lanes ended if you can.
Sure enough, the vehicle popped back up near Morrilton Walmart, sparking a fresh pursuit. The Mustang merged back onto Interstate 40 and exited at 94 in Atkins, where troopers jumped in as lead units. The chase hit speeds of 120 miles per hour as the Mustang tore through back roads, swerving, braking hard, and even forcing troopers into minor collisions during sudden brake checks. But despite the chaos, the stolen car kept pushing forward.
Okay, now trying to get it down. on the wheel turn up. The only roads out there are dead ends except for like you're out on 326. You're about 66. We'll see it. Let's say it is anymore. 30s are coming to you. If you can get up to that intersection, you'll be right in front of them. 5's not hitting me. That's the other step. People, I'm like, hang out further down. Well, it's up here. If I need to turn around, I need to get back the way you're going. 30 to 5 is right behind you. Comments up road. That's the top street, Jeff. Shut down the whole road. After a stop sign, he is. He's surrounded. He's off in the ditch. We got him here.
At the junction of Lower Pine Hill Road and State Highway 326, the suspect ran out of options. After a pit from Trooper J30, another trooper pinned the Mustang into a ditch, finally disabling it. The driver was pulled from the car and taken into custody. When asked if it was worth it, he casually said, "I was going to jail anyway, and I'd never get to drive a car like that again." A stolen Mustang gave law enforcement a high-speed headache across 3 agencies and several counties. In the end, teamwork boxed it in, and the suspect admitted the truth. This joyride was his last chance behind the wheel of a fast car. May 2nd, 2023, Little Rock, Arkansas at 8:54 a.m. Communications from Troop A, Troop D, and Hazen PD reported a red Nissan Rogue SUV speeding recklessly through the area of Little Rock, Arkansas. Hazen police were the first to locate the suspect vehicle and quickly initiated the pursuit, while troopers scrambled to get into position.
He cut me off, I wasn't able to get it just then. It's going to be Tennessee tags 450430. Tennessee 450430. Might take that to stand by. No, we're going to stay 40 west.
Stand 40 west.
Traffic. Couldn't put them right there, we had traffic. We're going to be staying 40 west, about to come up to the north interchange.
The chase stretched westbound on Interstate 40, with the Rogue weaving dangerously in and out of traffic. Trooper Hernandez left a nearby rest area to close in on Hazen units that were already hot on the suspect's trail. With multiple agencies coordinating, the pressure mounted with each passing mile marker.
Still 40 westbound, past the big church. Going 667, you're faster. Right now, 40 west still. Got to be about medium for about 110 right now. We got a pit, roll over, pit, roll over, stand by.
Around the 152-mile marker, Trooper Grace from Troop A made the decisive move. With a TVI maneuver, also known as a PIT, he made contact and forced the rogue to a stop. The driver was quickly taken into custody by Hazen PD and transported to the Prairie County Jail. He was charged with aggravated assault felony fleeing driving while intoxicated. On May 2, 2023, a reckless red SUV turned Interstate 40 into its personal racetrack. But thanks to teamwork between Hazen PD and Arkansas State Police, the chase ended with a clean PIT and the suspect heading straight to jail instead of the next exit. On the morning of May 12, 2025, around 8 a.m., a North Little Rock officer spotted a white GMC pickup parked at the OK Food Mart on Fairfax. Behind the wheel sat DeVay Nichols, and the truck reported stolen out of Benton. The moment officers pulled in, a passenger bailed into the store while Nichols decided to do the exact opposite of cooperating. She hit the gas.
All right, it's gonna take off on me. We're gonna be headed west on McCain. Speed's 52, light traffic. Charles 25. Just information, if we could go have somebody go down to that gas station. Another gentleman hopped out, long black male with braids.
The chase tore west on East McCain Boulevard, where Nichols nearly clipped a patrol car and blew through red lights at 85 miles per hour in a 35 zone. Officers trailed as she rocketed past intersections, refusing to stop, before jumping onto I-57 eastbound. By the time she hit 120 miles per hour, Arkansas State Police stepped in to take the lead. The stolen truck ran through stop signs in Jacksonville, still pushing deeper into residential areas, including one dangerously close to a high school.
Charles 25, I'm giving it over to State. Right, 237. Turn on Park Road, Dana Street.
We're on trip units and that's directed for Adam 54, 1037.
Failed TBI.
Copy, failed TBI.
Again, second time.
That's where an ASP trooper made the call. After 2 TVI attempts on Sharp Drive, the truck was forced to a stop. Nichols refused to get out, so officers pulled her through the window and took her into custody. Inside the truck, they found an open container of Hennessy and the key fob hidden in her bra strap. The license plate? It belonged to a completely different vehicle. Nichols claimed she kept running because her passenger would shoot her, though he had long since walked away at the gas station. Charges theft by receiving felony fleeing. Driving on a suspended license, failure to stop for police. Failure to stop at a red light from a stolen GMC at a gas pump to a 120 miles per hour sprint through 3 cities. DeVay Nichols turned a morning patrol into a multi-agency chase. The truck got wrecked. The PIT bumpers took a beating, and Nichols ended her ride in handcuffs, with a story no one quite believed. On April 23, 2025, Trooper Linkus of the Arkansas State Police attempted to stop a black Dodge Dart along Interstate 275. Instead of pulling over, the driver hit the gas, setting off a pursuit that quickly jumped across multiple exits. The Dodge wasn't just running, it was darting through traffic, weaving across lanes, and even plowing through grass in a desperate attempt to shake law enforcement.
1340 miles primary.
Turning on the Briar Cliff. Texas, Frank Boy Tom 4105. It's a black Dodge Dart. TVI'd it, but he drove back out of it. He's driving through yards.
Hurry up.
Advise the other units to get out of the way, and I'll get up here and end it.
The chase wound its way through the area of Ridge Road, Missouri Street, and South Road. Troopers attempted pit maneuvers, but the driver fought back, cutting across neighborhoods, yards, and service roads like it was an obstacle course. At one point, backpacks were tossed out near a school, raising even more red flags. For troopers, this was no longer just about fleeing traffic stops. It was about ending a dangerous run before it reached somewhere even worse.
Back primary.
Top 6 are Richmond Balfour. Top 6 is Richmond Balfour. Back to the interstate. Back to the interstate.
Trooper Linkus eventually lined up and made a decisive PIT, spinning the Dodge into position. Officers swarmed in, ordering the occupants out at gunpoint. One suspect was taken into custody on the spot, while another managed to bail earlier on Clement Street and fled on foot. Units later recovered the discarded backpacks, though the investigation into their contents was still ongoing. Charges: felony, fleeing reckless driving, obstructing governmental operations, possible possession charges pending backpack evidence. What began as a traffic stop for a black Dodge Dart turned into a multi-exit chase, a pit maneuver showdown, and even a mysterious backpack toss near a school. In the end, one suspect was cuffed, another fled, and the Dodge learned the hard way that outrunning ASP isn't quite as easy as it looks in the movies. On October 2, 2022, officers tried stopping a white Toyota Corolla clocked at nearly 100 miles per hour in a 70 zone. Instead of slowing down, the driver cranked it up to 110 plus, swerving through traffic like he had a death wish. Deputies set up spike strips, but the Corolla juked them at the last second and kept rolling down I-75. With cars nearly getting clipped and the Corolla darting across lanes, Georgia State Patrol took the lead. The driver wasn't just speeding, he was treating the interstate like a slalom course, ignoring sirens, stop signs, and the basic concept of not dying in traffic. Troopers finally executed a PIT maneuver, spinning the Corolla across the interstate into a guardrail and into the woods. The driver, later identified as 23-year-old Brandon Rozier, bailed out with a book bag and ran into the trees. K-9s and deputies weren't having it, though. He was tracked down hiding on a back porch, and surprise, the book bag was full of marijuana packaged for distribution and a firearm. Charges: felony, fleeing, reckless driving, speeding 40+ miles per hour, over limit, multiple felony warrants, robbery, armed robbery, firearms, kidnapping, conspiracy, possession with intent to distribute marijuana, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Instead of cruising I-75, Brandon Rozier ended up with his car wrecked, his stash seized, and a one-way trip to county jail. If you're wondering if it was worth it, let's just say the guardrail, the book bag, and the porch all disagree. On the night of May 14, 2022 at 11:46 p.m., Trooper Jacob Byrd spotted not one but two Dodge muscle cars, a Charger and a Challenger, flying eastbound on Interstate 630 near Pine and Cedar. The radar lit up at 107 miles per hour, and when Byrd tried to catch up, the cars kept pulling away. Emergency lights went on, and both drivers doubled down, turning the freeway into their own drag strip.
Victor Lincoln Adam, Union Lincoln Charger.
They just split. One went 9th Street. I'm staying with the Charger on 30 eastbound.
Staying with the Charger 30 eastbound. 37 was not green also. Yes, 137. I'm looking out, maybe get you right there.
Negative. Still eastbound.
Eastbound coming up to the river bridge. And the left lane 97 miles an hour. Left lane 97 miles an hour. River bridge. Coming up to the river bridge. Back left lane 127. Passing.
The Charger and Challenger killed their headlights in a desperate attempt to disappear into the night. Speeds topped 130 miles per hour, with Byrd pushing his patrol unit to 151 miles per hour just to keep them in sight. Other troopers rotated into the chase as the two cars split. The Challenger ducking off at 9th Street, while the Charger blasted onto Interstate 30 eastbound with Byrd locked in behind.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put it in park! Put the car in park! Roll your window down! Roll your window down!
Put the car in park!
Okay. Turn the car off.
Okay. Put your fucking hands up!
My hands up! Stop! My hands up! Stop!
After one failed PIT attempt, Byrd finally landed a solid hit when the Charger exited onto Curtis Sykes. The car spun out and troopers swarmed, pulling out 3 occupants without further incident. Inside, they found a Glock 45 pistol, which was seized for ballistic testing. The suspect was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving. No lights at night, speeding Leandrew Rick's late-night race through Little Rock ended with a PIT maneuver, an arrest, and a confiscated Glock. Later, he cut a deal in court, pleading guilty to fleeing and landing 36 months of probation plus community service. For someone who pushed 130+ miles per hour, he'll now be pushing paperwork and probation check-ins instead. On July 28, 2025, around 12:40 a.m., an Arkansas state trooper spotted a white Chevy Malibu flying down Interstate 40 near the 281-mile marker. The car wasn't just speeding, it was weaving across lanes like turn signals were optional. The trooper lit up his lights, hit 110 miles per hour to catch up, and for a moment it looked like the Malibu was about to stop, but not quite.
283 eastbound. White Chevy Malibu, Tennessee, Charles Boyd, 12086.
Instead of pulling over, the Malibu hit the gas again and turned the highway into a bumper car arena. Brake checks, swerves, and even side swipes. The driver fought every attempt to shut things down, refusing to quit.
Okay, 40.
.283 eastbound, positive TBI.
Finally, after multiple attempts, the trooper managed to land a solid TVI near the 283-mile marker, sending the Malibu spinning into the inside barrier. The car came to rest facing eastbound in the lane just before the bridge. The driver, Charles T. Glover, was pulled from the vehicle and taken into custody, along with a passenger who was later identified by Trooper Milo. Inside the Malibu, officers found an open bottle of Hennessy, and to top it off, the license plate didn't even belong to the car. Glover was transported to county, while the heavily damaged Malibu was officially done with its midnight joyride. Charges and issues: felony fleeing reckless driving, open container, improper registration. What started as a Malibu flying down I-40 turned into a rolling battle of brake checks and swerves. In the end, the Chevy hit the barrier, the trooper hit his arrest report, and Charles Glover hit the county jail, with charges heavier than his bottle of Hennessy. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more mind-blowing moments coming your way soon.